Monsters. The word conjures up all sorts of gruesome images from horror movies. Large predatory beasts on the hunt for the blood of the young, unsuspecting protagonists. In most cases, you can kill these monsters. But what if a monster existed inside your head? One that was impossible to fight physically? It sounds like the next big horror movie. But it's a concept which is all too real for some people.
Those monsters may have just been men in makeup, but the real monster is much, much worse. I'm talking about obsessive-compulsive disorder, a neurobiological disease which affects 1 in every 1,000 people in Britain. The disorder is most commonly linked to compulsions and ritualistic behaviours based on some nagging, intrusive thought. It can affect your social life, your love life, whether you wake up in the morning, whether you even have a life at all. I'm going to speak to some people firsthand who've had experience with this disorder. I'm going to find out the truth. What is OCD?
I've come to meet Alana, who has struggled with OCD for most of her life.
I self-diagnosed when I was 16, went to the doctor when I was 17, took like a year of just me being like, yeah, I will. Because in my head I knew what it was. I saw a TV show and I was like, oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, it's OCD, right, okay. It was like, oh, they've got obsessive compulsive disorder, and I was like, oh, it's an actual thing, like it's a mental illness, like, oh. I just thought it was me being weird, that's what I'd always just put it down to.
I also spoke to Andrew, who struggled with OCD in his teens.
I think that must have been around primary school time. I don't know the exact age, like 6, 7 maybe. But it wasn't until I saw a documentary about OCD, I think it was a Horizon documentary on BBC, that explained it. And then I realised, that's exactly what I've been going through. Before I thought I was just going through something that no one else would understand.
My earliest memory that I can think of now was when I was about 3 or 4, and I was playing dress up across the road with my best friend Lynn. But we had our mum's shoes outside and like high heels, whatever, and we were like walking about and dressing up in them, and I got a bit of mud on my hand, and I was like, oh no, I have to go in. I couldn't use her sink, I had to use my sink, and I had to go across and I had to do it now. I remember being like, no, but Lana, like, we're going to get more dirty, like, we're playing out. I was like, nope, I have to. So it didn't matter if I was going to get more mud on me, I had to go and wash my hands right then.
The perception of an OCD sufferer as the classic germaphobe stereotype often comes from portrayals in the media.
I have problems. I worry about diseases, so I have trouble touching things. In public places, it's almost impossible.
We thought it might be nice to use the fancy china for dessert, too.
Oh, nice. Maybe later we can all go blow our noses on my wedding dress.
While these portrayals aren't wrong in the slightest, there are only a tiny string in the disease's web. Some people with OCD don't even have a fear of germs at all. For some, it's a fear of bad smells, poisons, or bodily fluid.
I once burned my back. I felt like I got something dirty on my back. So I had shampoo by my bed, and instead of getting up and having a shower when everyone was trying to sleep, I took the shampoo that was beside me and I just put it on my back and put a jumper on top of it, and I must have left it on too long. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
OCD doesn't always come in the form of extreme cleanliness or compulsions. Purely obsessional OCD, or puro, is when a person experiences unwanted thoughts and images in their head, most commonly of a violent or sexual nature. OCD may convince the person that they will, or have, committed a heinous act. These images may be horrible but irrational, fleeting thoughts to most people, but to someone with OCD, they can cause the most stress, as they may ostracize themselves from friendship circles and family members, believing they are dangerous.
I even so much as had a negative thought. Maybe I saw a scary film the night before, and I think most people, when they see a scary film, it tends to linger in their head, whereas if you have OCD, I think it just amplifies it.
People don't realise quite a lot that you're not doing it because like, oh, I feel like that, or like, oh no, I like it clean. Like, I think By the time people have had OCD for a while, they don't care. They're just like, oh.
I literally find myself in the middle of the night, standing next to a light switch, just exhausted, trying to think, well, I need to just not do this or find a strategy to get rid of this feeling.
I've done it in my sleep. Like I remember when I was still in school and I was sleeping, and to me my floor was contaminated. The rest of my room was okay, it was clean, but my floor was contaminated. I had a really low bed. I must have just like turned wrong and my hand like hit the floor and it woke me up. That's how strong OCD is. Like it literally woke me up in the middle of sleep because I touched something that my brain went dirty.
I tried to reassign the number 1 as my new safe number. Originally that number was associated with the first letter of the alphabet, A, which I associated with things like aliens, which is tied into the fact that my sister was watching X-Files. So I had this irrational fear of that. Again, knowing this is absurd and crazy. But my name, Andrew, begins with A. So I kind of use that as a through line.
The way I explain it to people is if it was paint. Maybe like Ghostbusters, or like it's a ghost, you can't actually touch it, you can't feel it, it's nothing, but if that came near you, you'd be like, oh, slime.
Slime.
What advice would you give to somebody with OCD?
Honestly, get help.
Sort of what I did with just trying to justify the number 1 as a new safe number, then you reduce your ritualistic behavior.
The important thing to know about OCD is that it tricks people. It plays with your thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs about yourself and others. But we are no longer afraid.
I think speaking about it sometimes just clears your mind a bit.
If it's things like being uncomfortable with a bad thought or a bad feeling, then it's learning to be okay with those bad feelings.
But they've got medications and things that you can try, and there's so many different kinds that are for so many different people. It's just different tablets at different doses work for different people, and it can help sometimes. If you're not ready to talk about it, fine. But just speak to yourself about it. Just even start writing a diary. I really wish I'd started writing it down from the start.